All right, welcome to the first episode of Invest Infos. This is the very first episode, and we're going to be doing different topics to help boost your knowledge in investing and making great investment decision. And this week's first episode, is going to be dealing with borrowing. Would you advise it? Should you do it? Experiences with it. Long story short, borrowing is, I would recommend it. Using leverage to your benefit. Now, under certain circumstances, if you're able to borrow money or take out a loan and turn that loan into an asset, by all means, yes, go for it. But what most people do is they take out loans or advancements and they put it into depreciating assets, whether they buy something that can't really generate a cash flow. I'll give you an example. If you are a delivery person and you want a bike, right? You want a motorbike to increase your deliveries. You don't have the money right now. If you take out, let's say you take out a loan for 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever to get the bike, now you're generating more cash, and the rate that you're generating the cash is greater than the interest that you're paying on the loan. So yes, it's good to borrow. Now, concerning stock investing, the perfect time you want to borrow money is during a crisis. You really want to invest. The best opportunity to invest in a particular stock or company is when there's some type of crisis that causes the price of the underlying asset to drop down, but doesn't change the value of the asset. And basically, the rate in which that stock price will return to normal will beat the rate of which you borrowed the loan for, at the interest that you're paying on the loan. And this helps your credit. If you're able to borrow a loan, take out a loan, let's say you take out a loan for $5,000 and in a year you make it into 10,000. Well, that's 100% return on your investment. You're not paying 100% annually on any credit you take out, anything. So you'll profit from the spread, which is the difference of the rate which you've borrowed it, took out the loan, all right, compared to the rate that you had a return on your investment. And it's easier to get a return on your investment into equities or underlying stocks when they've been driven down drastically, and I'll leave with another example. People that buy houses, right? When they take out a mortgage to buy a house, they're taking out a loan to buy that house. But what? The house in time will appreciate, and it appreciates even faster when, let's say, you buy the house and you turn it into a rental property, right? So you're having it generate cash. So not only is the underlying asset, the house, increasing in market value, it's also generating cash. There's ways to do this with stock investments, which we're going to do, and which I'm going to elaborate on in further lessons. But this is the first episode, and it's dealing with borrowing. If you borrow at a rate that, especially if you have 0% interest rates. I mean, these rates right now with the Federal Reserve is extremely low. This is the opportune time to borrow. If you could turn that investment, that money that you borrowed, into an asset that's outperforming the rate of the interest of the loan that you borrowed, then yes, by all means, go for it. I would not recommend buying and taking your money to buy a TV or leveraging yourself up, unless you're going to turn that leverage into an asset. Remember, one man's debt is another man's asset. If you ever turn that debt that you borrowed into an asset that's outperforming the debt that you borrowed it at, then you'll be on a come up, man. So this is the first format. I'm testing it out. This is the first episode dealing with borrowing, and throughout different episodes, what we're going to do is we're going to just keep feeding more information, experiences. I'm going to be open with my experiences so far in trading stocks and different investments, right? And share them, So again, yes, under the right circumstances, it is better to borrow and use, as the Rockefeller said, use leverage to your advantage. He said, work less, use leverage, And the way you could work less and use leverage is ownership, all right? If you own something that's generating cash flow, you're not working. And that's the key to a solid investment, all right? When the investment is providing for you and you're making money while you sleep. All right. Signing out, and we're going to be, hopefully doing more episodes. So this is the first episode.